Today I want to talk to you about something that many of us are feeling right now: anxiety, frustration, uncertainty about the impending political shift. And for those of you who know me or don't know me, I'm Teresa Wiedrick. I'm a certified life coach in the homeschool mom space. I'm a graduated homeschool mom of 4 kiddos. In fact, my very youngest child is 16 years old today. So today I'm offering you 5 simple practices that can help you address those feelings of anxiety and frustration while you're trying to stay grounded so you can embody your values and your purpose and the reason you're here with your homeschool families. Before we dive into these practices, I want to touch on one thing that is important. It is okay for you to feel the way you feel, to not pretend that you feel differently, that everything's just fine with the world, that you don't feel angry when you are experiencing anticipation of things that you deeply dislike. But here's the thing, with these moments of discomfort, these moments of frustration, there is an opportunity for us to get back to the present moment and center us, to come back to what really matters: our values, our families, our purpose as homeschool moms. I want to especially dedicate this live to the homeschool moms like Britt and Danielle, who I know are feeling triggered. And I'll tell you, I'm triggered too. I've got a childhood story where I have felt not in control. I couldn't influence what was going on in my own home. I watched my dad be violent towards my mom. I couldn't change that. I was the one that had to rescue things, and I couldn't make things different than what they really were. And I didn't like it. I didn't feel in control. I didn't feel safe. I felt anxious. I was unable to influence in a way that would be effective. So I know that feeling of anxiety and a lack of control. So to the homeschool moms that are there, that are feeling that angst or that frustration, then this is dedicated to you. Just going to center myself because I can feel it inside myself too, that I'm feeling this way as well. It's triggered me too. So here's the thing. We're going to accept our feelings in all of their messiness, in all of the confusing experiences that are right here. We're going to accept the fact that we're not in control of the things that maybe really matter to us, in all the varying ways that we might be experiencing that. We're going to focus on the things that matter. So I shared with you my childhood story, why I felt triggered and frustrated and overwhelmed at moments where I couldn't do anything. But I want to give you a few things, a few ideas of what you could do this week and in any scenario that makes you feel that way. There's a guided breath approach, a mindful approach that helps you feel more present. So your goal is to breathe and actually pay attention to your breath. When the world can feel like it's spinning out of control, we can still choose to be present, because right here, right now, you're okay. One simple practice, I recommend the 4-7-8 breathing technique. So that means you take in a breath for 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 7, and release for 8. So you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and exhale slowly through 8 counts. You can do this a few times. It helps you feel more present, more yourself. It reminds you that you are okay right here, right now. So we might not like what's going on, but right at this moment, you're feeling okay right now. Sometimes we need that to offset anxiety. So in these moments, it's important for you to remember that you want to acknowledge everything. You don't have to like everything, but we can still choose to accept what is. I've learned this in life. Life is what it is, and fighting against it creates more suffering. Instead, we want to accept the things that we can't change, the things that are tough right now. So when you're feeling overwhelmed or you feel intense anxiety, take a moment just to breathe. to be present, accept it as it is. The very first life-changing book for me was given to me by a high school teacher, a Catholic nun in high school in a religion class. And she said to me, "You need to read this book. It will make you feel seen by someone beyond me." And the book was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He is a Holocaust survivor. He was a psychologist that wrote a book about mindfulness and meaning, went to Auschwitz and lost his wife and daughter or child. And he wrote, "You can choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Excuse me, to choose one's own way. That was pivotal for me, because in the moments where I felt unable to be in control, I could see that actually I was in control. I could be in control in here. The second thing I would tell you is to limit your exposure to news. Sometimes ask yourself, why are you scrolling? It's grabbing our attention and our peace, and when we limit our news consumption, we're choosing to protect our mental space and focus on what matters most. Not to say that we don't want to know what's going on, of course, but we want to limit it and focus our energy on something that we can control. Accepting reality as it is doesn't mean we're agreeing with things. No, it doesn't mean we're engaging it as though we're okay with it. It means that we're going to stop fighting it and start focusing on what we can influence. And when you do need to speak your truth, whether it's about homeschooling, your values, or anything about this political shift, then we can speak from a place of your truest self. The kindness doesn't mean silence. It means that you are coming to a conversation from a place of peace, of listening and understanding. So when you're scrolling on your Instagram feed, just ask yourself why you're scrolling. Are you scrolling to gather your anger and your frustration at the other people? Or what is the purpose of your scrolling? It might benefit you to put it inside of a journal instead of scrolling. The third thing that you can do is focus on your core values, the ones that bring you to focus, being present, doing the things that matter, the things you can control right here, right now. When the world feels unstable, you can return to what matters to you to help keep you grounded. In this homeschool mom life, we're always trying to nurture our children's minds, their hearts, their spirits. That's our goal. While we may deeply dislike the current reality, accepting that it is what it is, not abandoning our values, living purposefully as home educating parents, we can live our mission in our homes. And we do that, we show our children what that means, we do that for ourselves. What you can do is stay true to your values, your family's well-being, your children's education, your emotional health, your commitment to loving your neighbor, whether they are trans, straight, LGBTQIA2S+, or Black or Hispanic or Latino or white or any color of the rainbow, every Christian neighbor, every Muslim neighbor, Jewish, Palestinian, Hindi, Buddhist, or any neighbor at all. We can love our neighbor. I know I'm here to support anyone with a human heart that has a heartbeat for home education. I'm here to serve everyone because my purpose is to help individuals align with their values, find clarity and peace and purpose in their lives as they're home educating. So, when you share your truth, whether it's in your homeschool community or with friends or with family or online, try to speak from your truest, kindest self. Even when you dislike what others are saying or what they're advocating for or their beliefs, remember your goal, your value is still empathy, even though it can be incredibly challenging. This is how we can remain true to ourselves, fostering understanding for our own big emotions and also listening to others. So if you're angry or anxious, as many of us have been, accept it. Don't judge yourself. You're feeling those feelings for reasons. We can accept that we don't like what's happening, in the world, but we don't need to add to our suffering by criticizing ourselves or judging ourselves. We don't need to add to our suffering for feeling the way we're feeling. Instead, we need to embrace our feelings with kindness, the same way we want to approach our kids when they're angry at injustice or worried about uncertainties. We want to do the same thing that we would help our children to do. So remember, you are okay just as you are. You're allowed to feel unsettled or to question or to feel the full range of emotions that come with uncertain times. And when you do need to express those feelings, do it from a place of kindness, the truest you, without apology, because you matter, your feelings matter, you deserve to express them without guilt and shame. I affirm that you get to feel all your feelings, but you need to do it for you. Stay aligned with your values. I'm going to quote someone here. You can guess who it is. You want to create small intentional moments to help you be more present, to reaffirm your values, but play a game with your kids if you're feeling especially stressed or anxious. Take a walk outside, read together, whatever brings you those small moments of joy. Remember, those small moments of joy are why you're doing what you're doing, and it is what really matters. Staying aligned with your values is so important to your soul. So when time comes that you want to say something or speak out or take action, you can do so with clarity and confidence, knowing that you're rooted in what matters to you. Don't concede your fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. Wage a fight by living your life, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor as you would see your children, by using your strength to lift others up, to fight the fight, that dignity of all people, for the dignity of all people that they all deserve. So don't give up. Don't stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. Don't despair. I know many of us have suffered plenty of harm and pain in life, and we have transcended that and found strength and resolved to take a stand, to be true, to fight for justice, to fight for yourself, to fight for your children, to fight for others. We can take courage watching others do it, but we can also practice doing it ourselves. So last thoughts. Take a deep breath myself, because I know I've been asked so many times by various people, how are you framing this? I want you to know you are okay in the present moment. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take a step back, breathe, and remember you can choose to be present with your family and live in a place of love and authenticity. And again, my name is Teresa. I'm a certified life coach and homeschool mentor over here on the Homeschool Life Coach channel. Remember that only when it is dark enough, that is when you can see the stars. And if it's an especially hard time for you, join me to fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. I'm so grateful you joined me today. And if you are in a place where you're feeling overwhelmed or uncertain in any area of your life, then I'm here to offer you support. That's why I'm here, to be a support, to be a sounding board, and provide you a safe space to share. So ask me to have a conversation and we can connect. We'll talk to you soon.